Okay, we're going. We're recording.
Okay, awesome. Well, it's nice meeting you.
Nice to
I was
meet
very
you.
impressed with your YouTube stuff, and I found you on YouTube because I'm suffering from meniscal tear, a meniscus tear on my right knee,
Okay.
and it's a partial tear. And what I did was I had stem cell therapy on it, and it was working for 5 months, kind of. And I did one little move, and I just feel like it just opened up again. And I called the stem cell people, and they said I had stem cells taken out of my spine, and they re-injected them through an MRI into my knee. But I'm 53 years old, and I don't think it took. And so they said that it's like a 60 to 70% chance of it working, but as you age, the chances get lower because you're not producing enough stem cells. So I'm now at the point of where I'm at a crossroad. You know, do I get surgery now, or do I just live with the pain, or what? You know.
Okay.
And also, my other knee has a problem now too, because I'm using it so much to compensate.
Right.
And so the MRI showed that I had bone on both knees. I have osteoarthritis, and I don't want to have it. And they say that it's coming from my lower lumbar spine, and that's why it's affecting my knees and my feet. And I have severe plantar fasciitis also. So it's like, okay, what do I do, right?
Okay. Other than that, everything's fine.
Oh, life is perfect.
Okay, great. Take a moment and breathe.
I know, right? Okay.
Because I know for me, when I injured my knee, it was emotional for me. It was very upsetting because my whole world was around my ability to do martial arts, how I stood in the world as a man, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I want to acknowledge that there's a big emotional piece to all of this that affects how you move, how you stand, how you sit, how you sleep. It plays a huge role. So what would make today's call most valuable for you?
If I could just get some answers on if I can actually heal. Now I have a couple questions. Sorry, I'm getting all emotional about this.
Breathe.
You
gotta breathe.
Okay, so my diet is so pure. I became a vegan about 2 years ago, and so I've been reading online that, you know, I have plenty of protein with beans and stuff, and there's a lot of protein in vegetables and fruit, just as much as we need. And I have been taking turmeric and ginger and all that stuff. I use essential oils on my knees to make them feel better. And I guess the thing is that I use my knees for my job. I'm a world famous salsa instructor.
Nice.
They call me Edie the Salsa Freak. And I run a dance school. In fact, I operate several schools in many countries, and I can't dance anymore, you know. And so it's really disheartening. And I think what I want to know from this call, like, for example, I went online and they say that if you did a water fast, your embryonic cells actually start to kick in and you'll actually start to generate them. I don't know if that's true or not. There is water fasting. They say the next best thing is knee replacement surgery. And so my dad last night called me and he said, why don't you just get your knees replaced? And so that was kind of like, wow, you know, I don't know if I want to do that. And I guess what I want to get out of this call is there an answer for me? You know, I want to know if there are exercises. I did go to physical therapy as much as my insurance would take care of it. And I did do what they call a fascial release or something like that. psoas release.
Sure.
And that did help the pain, but it just helped it temporarily. I've been massaging the knee. I started doing a lot of stretches, and when I was doing stretches before the re-tear, it felt like it was really doing well, you know. But I don't know if I was stretching so much to the point of where it was actually ripping it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, what I want to get, you know, I was even considering acupuncture, but I don't know if that actually heals the tear. And I don't know if you know anything out there that would actually heal the tear, because what I feel like when I am, God, I wish I would stop crying. Anyway, I haven't cried for like 8 months. I don't know why this session is making me cry. Anyway, so I have this is my knee, right?
Yes.
Every time I step on it, I feel like this thing is knocking like this.
Yeah.
Something's doing that.
Yes.
You know? Can you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, and so I feel like everything's crumbling inside. Like I have crumbling rocks in my left knee, and I have even like a paper bag. Some days when it really gets bad, it feels like a paper bag is just doing this, or a bag of potato chips, you know, is in there going like this. And so I have this machine. It's called a Pro Wave. I don't know whether you know about these or not. It's
not specifically,
but anyway, it does sound waves, and it can actually get rid of all the little bugs in there, or arthritis bugs or whatever. It actually vibrates them so much to the point of where they actually disappear. It's called a Pro Wave 101. I have this little laser touch device that I'm using.
Okay.
I have this thing that it's electrical impulses.
Okay.
What else do I have? I have this is a red
the infrared
laser.
Yeah, cool.
I have gemstones that I've been using.
You're a new age woman.
I have this doohickey that I've been using.
Oh my goodness.
I have this. What this does, you know, this is going to be a great testimonial if you can figure it. Okay, look, I have this thing. It's called Incrediware. It emits carbon and germanium when it gets warm on your legs. I have a heating pad that I use constantly. Actually, the heat really makes it feel better. And I've been looking online for self-acupuncture.
Okay.
That's my latest.
Okay. Other than that, nothing, right?
Now that I've entertained you with my desperation at this point.
Yeah, and I get it. And getting out of knee pain is overwhelming, and it's confusing, and you get conflicting stories.
And it's all you think about.
Yeah, it is. And what I hope to share with you is, one, answer your questions that you have, and to be able to clear all of it up. Because you know, like, if you're teaching a dance class and you have someone that is new to dancing, and there's usually like one little tweak you need to make to their movement that really zeroes it in on exactly how they need to move.
Okay.
Would you, that would be your experience as a dance instructor?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's what I do with knee pain.
Okay.
It's like we're going to zero in on exactly what is the highest leverage thing to do in 3 areas. There's a physical area, there's a dietary area, and there's a mindset area.
Okay.
On the physical area, and I'm going to address your specific things of what's going on with your knees, but this also applies to anybody with knee pain. Because the source of knee pain all comes from one place, and that's irritation of nerves in the knee that are sending a signal to your brain that you have pain. Your body gets stuck in what I refer to as a pain tension loop. And when your body feels the pain, it tenses up to protect itself.
Right.
That tension reduces the space in the joint. The reduction of space irritates the nerves. the more nerve irritation, the more pain you feel. The tighter the joint gets, and it just creates this loop that what has happened is your body has been stuck in this loop to an extent that now when you move, it is it's setting up the conditions for that meniscus to tear.
Okay.
It's kind of like a rut in an old dirt road. You're going to fall back into that rut. And what we need to do is create what I refer to as pain pattern interrupts. Now, those pain pattern interrupts get the pressure off of the nerves. Now, the nerves are tiny. They're only the width of an eyelash. Tiny, tiny nerves. And when we get the pressure off of those nerves, there's relief in the joint. When the joint experiences relief, it relaxes. When it relaxes, there creates space. And the more space we create, the more comfortable the joint gets, the more it relaxes. So we begin to reverse the process of the pain tension loop.
Okay.
That's the first step. If we can get you out of pain by doing these pain pattern interrupts on a consistent and a regular basis, that sets up the conditions for everything else that you're doing to be able to heal the knee. Is that making sense? So first thing is getting you out of pain. Second is diet. And it sounds like you're already on it. And what I'm referring to specifically is inflammation. When your knee is in pain, there's local inflammation in the knee. There's also global inflammation in the body as a result of the foods that we eat, the water that we drink, just the nature of being a woman with knee pain creates its stress. That creates global inflammation in the body. So these two sources of inflammation, locally in the knee and globally in the body, uses up your body's available healing resources. The stem cells that you're talking about are used up when we have this elevated stress level from pain.
Right.
So now we're getting the knee comfortable. We're tweaking the diet to help reduce the inflammation locally in the knee and globally in the body. It frees up these healing resources that the body can now send to the knee to begin to heal what's going on in the knee.
Okay.
It speeds up the process. Third is mindset. The reality is getting out of knee pain is not linear. You're going to have good days and bad days. And on the bad days, we go back to steps 1 and 2, which is creating the pain pattern interrupts, getting the pressure off of the nerves and creating comfort, and reducing the inflammation to shorten the duration of the bad day.
Okay.
And then on the good days, when your knee feels good, it's important to remember that the knee is not yet healed. Because when we create a pain pattern interrupt, the relief can happen like that because we're getting the pressure off of the nerves. But it doesn't mean the knee has yet healed. So we don't want to go back and jump right back into the things we were doing before that are going to throw the body right back into the pain tension loop. So we need to give it a little bit of time to heal, and we need to dial up the movement and the exercise so it builds up your confidence in your movement. It's dissipating the fear that has been built up over time, and we get that we gain that quality of life back.
Okay.
Now, where you are specifically, you're experiencing the pain in the knee again. We don't know for sure if the meniscus has torn again. Is that correct?
That's correct, but I feel like it has.
I get it. However, dealing with a knee that has a torn meniscus is completely different than dealing with a knee that does not have a torn meniscus.
Okay.
Surgery for a torn meniscus is not the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's an outpatient surgery. They, a couple of holes in your knee, they clip it, they remove the meniscus, and you're out that same day.
Okay.
Then it's the point of recovery at that place. If the meniscus is torn and you want to heal it naturally without surgery, what happens is we run the risk of re-tearing it as it heals.
Okay.
So there's that. Do I believe the meniscus can heal without surgery? Yes. Do I believe you can get back to your normal activities without having surgery? Yes. Do I believe you can have surgery and get back to the activities you did before that? Yes. So it's really kind of up to you as to what path you want to take, and I can support you in either of those paths. I will preface this with, once someone has had a knee replacement, they're kind of out of my scope of my ability to be able to help them.
Okay.
That's it. There's too many variables that take place once a person has a knee replacement surgery that makes it beyond my ability to really help them.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that making sense?
Yes.
What questions do you have now?
So if I were to do this without surgery, what would you recommend?
First and foremost, we need to get your knee comfortable, and we need to get a strategy for whenever you feel any pain or discomfort in the knee, you have specific pain pattern interrupts that are going to be able to get you comfortable again. Because when the knee is comfortable, the nervous system state is very much different. So when the body is in pain, it's in a fight or flight state, also known as a sympathetic state. And when it's comfortable, it's in a parasympathetic state or a rested and relaxed state. So the more we can get your body into a rested and relaxed state, the more your body's going to be able to free up those stem cells that it naturally produces that'll be able to get into the knee to help that.
Okay.
So I would give you specific pain pattern interrupts to do for homework whenever you feel pain.
Okay.
Now, this is not only working with your knee, it's going to be looking at your ankles and your feet, your hips and your lower back as well, because they're compensating a lot to protect the knee.
Okay.
So in terms of changing that pattern from your feet all the way up to your head, we have to look at upstream and downstream from the knee to be able to help get you comfortable and more relaxed there as well.
Okay.
That would be the first step. That's on the physical level. Diet, we would, I'd have you send me 3 days worth of what you're eating, and we would look at what we can add and or subtract from your diet that would help promote the reduction of inflammation. So we could reduce inflammation by removing foods that are contributing to inflammation and then adding in foods that can promote the healing of inflammation.
Okay.
The third step would be mindset. And the mindset piece is, on the good days and bad days, giving you tools to work with on those days that, it's like, okay, I just talked to my dad. My dad said just get a knee replacement. And then I have this Bill guy who's saying that, we can get me back to normal. So that opposite ends of the spectrum there. So to provide you support that you need, be it with supplements or exercises, meaning like writing exercises to do to keep your mind in a good place and carrying you through that.
Okay.
And the other thing that I would look at as far as nutritionally would be supplementation. I have a doctor friend of mine, Dr. Frank Charles, who has put together a supplement list that has specific supplements that support the healing of torn meniscus, damaged cartilage, and the regrowth of that in the body.
Okay.
And what we would do is just monitor your progress week to week until you're out of pain.
Okay. That sounds good.
That would be my strategy for you. Now, we can work with that for a period of time, and if it comes to the point where the meniscus being torn is like really getting in our way, then having the meniscus surgery is still an option, and then go back and revisit that whole strategy after the surgery.
Okay.
So, and then...
How long normally does it take to recover after meniscus outpatient surgery?
Oh gosh, it's hard to answer because everybody is so different. You're essentially exposing the body to an additional trauma through the surgery. Even though the surgery is helping getting something that's torn out of the way, it's traumatic to the body.
Right.
You know, the fear of the unknown, how it's going to be. You have essentially like a wound that has been opened up in the knee, and it takes time to repair, time for the body to heal that. I've worked with clients that it's been years after their surgery and they're still having problems, and I've had other clients that a couple months after surgery they're doing really great. So it all depends. If I could be any more vague in my answer.
Right. Would it depend on how heavy you are and your diet and all that too?
I think diet plays a role. All those factors that we talked about play a role. But I think what plays the most into it is that neurological pattern that the body has fallen into as a result of protecting the knee, the tension in the hips and the lower back, the ankles and the feet. The more we can get that freed up, the more the knee or the body is functioning in balance. And when it's functioning in balance, you don't have that compensation going on in the other leg. It's even, and it's easier to move.
Okay. So all I need to do is send you my diet and stuff like that. Do you have a list of everything you need from me that you can send to me?
Sure. Of course, I have 3 different programs that I offer for clients. The 3 different levels of the program. The first is a deluxe 3-day retreat where we work together in person for 3 days, where I work on your knees. And the real opportunity with that is for me to really dial in what the experience of a pain pattern interrupt is in your body, where you can feel it. So we meet together for 3 days. We work on everything that is contributing to your knee. Everything that we talked about when I'm working on you in person. You get the 3-day retreat. There is my membership site, which has several hundred videos that I've put together over the past 9 years of doing this online. That's what I would give you for homework to do, point to those specific videos, and then we have 1 call per week until you're completely out of pain.
Okay.
That deluxe 3-day retreat, that program is $20,000. The next level of the program is a 1-day version of that, and that is the same setup. We work together for 1 day. You have access to the members area, and then 1 call per week until you're completely out of pain. That program is $7,500. And then the 3rd level of the program is access to the members area, and then 1 call per week until you're completely out of pain, and that program is $1,200.
Okay. And those are the only 3 you offer?
In terms of working with me, yes.
Okay.
I have other programs, or actually other products that would get you started and moving and working with your knee in a place of comfort. However, in terms of working individually with me, those are the ones that I do offer.
Okay. All right. Those are out of my price range right now.
Okay.
But thank you.
Sure. There is a program or a product called the Get Moving Again program that's on my website, and that is basically on our first call. That would be what I would give. That would be your homework on the first call to begin starting to work with. That program is $149, and that would get you started and helping with your hips, your lower back, working with the knee a little bit. It has the Dr. Frank Charles supplement list, and it gets into some of the mindset components.
Okay. All right.
Is that something you'd like to move forward with, or?
Yeah, I'd like to make, and what, that 149, what would that get me? A membership into the site for like a year
No,
or indefinitely?
Indefinitely. That's once you purchase that, you have access to that moving forward.
Would, are the videos in there too as well?
Yes.
Okay. 900 videos or whatever you showed?
No, not the 900, just the ones that I would give on the first call working with a client.
Okay, all right. And the membership site with the 900 videos, how much is that?
Well, that would be included in the program.
Okay, all right, okay.
I mean,
in the program of the 20,000, 7,500, and all that.
1,200, correct.
And 1,200. Okay, all right.
There actually is an opportunity if you'd like. It's a membership site of $97 per month with the Get Moving Again program, and then there are 2 calls per month. They're group calls with me that you can either send in questions or show up on the calls, and I will answer those questions live on those calls.
Okay, and is all this listed on your website somewhere?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I could take a look at that?
Yes, if you go to the Knee Pain Guru, the kneepainguru.com, at the top it has the products link, and that has all the information in there.
There was, I did get a couple of emails that were saying before I talked to you to get the $149 thing. Is that the same thing?
Yes, that's the same program or product actually.
Okay, and so the Knee Pain Guru, there you are. It says learn to relieve 50% of your pain. Click here now. Okay, and so the $97 a month is where?
That would be an option on the other side of purchasing the Get Moving Again program.
Okay, so you purchase the Get Moving Again, which is $149, and then you have the option of doing the $97 per month?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And the $149, what does that cover? Where is that at on your site?
If you go to the products link at the top.
Knee pain products, okay.
Yes, you go to the products link at the top, click on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe it's the 4th product down, the Get Moving Again program.
Okay. Okay, all right, awesome. How long have you been doing this now?
Not counting today.
Yeah.
Pretty much since I injured my knee in 1998. I've been studying and learning about my knee, the body. As far as doing it online, I've been doing it since July of 2008.
Did you actually have surgery?
I did.
And what kind of knee surgery?
I had open knee surgery. They did a patella reconstruction of the ACL ligament, which is the anterior cruciate ligament in my left knee. Right. And they took out 2 pieces of meniscus.
Oh, wow. Did you have an accident?
I dislocated my left knee 4 times.
Oh, wow.
Skiing, judo, volleyball, and softball.
Wow.
So
and have you been able to recover since?
Yeah.
100%?
Yep. Yeah, I've been teaching martial arts since, was it 2007? I've been teaching actively. Wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. Since 2004, I've been teaching martial arts consistently. I've been involved in martial arts for 27 years. So I made it through my knee injury and been doing that. And I have a 3-year-old daughter, so she keeps me pretty active.
Yeah. So the surgery worked then for you, right?
The surgery fixed what was broken or torn in my knee.
Okay.
And that there's a distinction that the knee, a mechanically sound knee and a knee that's out of pain is not necessarily the same. Because you can have a knee that has, you could do an x-ray, a CT scan, or an MRI, and the knee could be considered fine or normal, and it can still be in pain. And then you also have someone who has gotten a surgery, and the knee is fine, however, they still have pain. So pain and a mechanical dysfunction are not necessarily the same.
Okay. All right. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to take a look at what you have here, and basically pattern interrupts is what I need every time I feel pain.
That's right. Think of it, that's like your knee-jerk reaction whenever you feel pain. You create comfort in the knee by getting the pressure off of the nerves, and that's like the default. Instead of, whatever people use, Tylenol, Advil, Nuprin, any of those other things, once we get the pressure off of the nerve, the relief is going to be pretty immediate. Now, it may not be completely gone, but reduction in pain is what's going to move us in the direction of your body being able to heal itself.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I would like to try to heal without surgery, But if you're saying it's just an in and out procedure, you go in, they cut the meniscus, and then you're fine, and that's another option, I might as well do that too, So I really don't know.
Fine is an oversimplification of the process. It is a trauma to the body. A surgery is a trauma. However, if you have a degree of tear that is significant enough, a lot of times to get back moving the way you want to move again, just having that, you think of it like a hangnail that gets clipped. That's essentially what they're doing with the meniscus.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, you've been a great help. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I appreciate your courage. I really do. It's difficult to look at these things, and it's scary. I get it. And, however I'm able to help and support you through the process, I'm happy to.
Okay, awesome.
And is it okay if I use this on my website?
Sure.
Okay, great.
Yeah, you can. No problem.
Okay, perfect. Well, I will send you an email that has a recap of our call.
Okay.
Those 3 points. And if you need anything, you can reply to that email. Ask me whatever questions.
Okay, awesome. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Edith.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.